can light entering your eyes possibly influence what happens to sugar in your bloodstream? Every night, millions of people do the exact same thing. You climb into bed, you turn off the lights, you pick up your phone, and suddenly, in an otherwise dark room, a bright screen is shining directly into your eyes. You might think the only thing happening is that you're delaying sleep. But your body may already be responding, because long before you close your eyes, long before you actually fall asleep, light entering your eyes can reach one of the most important biological clocks in your body. And under certain experimental conditions, nighttime light exposure has been shown to change the way the human body handles glucose. Not tomorrow night, not after years of scrolling, that same night. So how can light entering your eyes possibly influence what happens to sugar in your bloodstream? To understand that, we're going inside your body. Imagine shrinking until you're smaller than a grain of sand. We're standing directly in front of your eye. Your phone lights up. Millions of photons race toward you. Some wavelengths of visible light are especially effective at activating the biological system we're about to follow. And among the most important are short wavelengths in the blue portion of the spectrum. The photons pass through the front of your eye and eventually reach the retina. Most people think the retina has one job: vision. Rods help you see in dim conditions. Cones help you detect color and detail, but hidden among the retinal circuitry is another light-sensitive system. Specialized retinal ganglion cells contain a photopigment called melanopsin, and these cells aren't primarily asking, "What am I looking at?" They're helping your brain answer a completely different question: "What time is it?" These intrinsically photosensitive retinal ganglion cells provide light information to brain regions involved in circadian timing, including the body's master circadian clock. Now follow that signal. From the retina, information travels deeper into the brain until it reaches a tiny structure inside the hypothalamus. It's called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or simply the SCN. It contains only a tiny fraction of the neurons in your brain. Yet this microscopic clock helps coordinate biological rhythms throughout your entire body: sleep and wakefulness, body temperature, hormone secretion, and aspects of metabolism. Your SCN evolved in a world with an extremely reliable signal. Bright days, dark nights. Sunlight told the brain day. Darkness told it night. But then humans invented something biology had never encountered on this scale: artificial light after sunset. Now imagine it's 11:30 at night. Outside, it's completely dark. Your biological clock is preparing your body for nighttime physiology. Then your phone lights up, or your tablet, your television, your computer monitor, your bedroom lights. Light reaches the retina. The retinal circadian system detects it, and the brain receives information that conflicts with the natural darkness outside. That's why nighttime light can influence much more than whether you feel sleepy. Depending on its brightness, wavelength, timing, and duration, evening light can alter circadian signaling and suppress melatonin. But this is where our story gets much more interesting, because melatonin isn't the whole story. Most people know melatonin as the sleep hormone. That's incomplete. Melatonin is also part of the body's biological nighttime signal. As darkness arrives, melatonin levels normally rise. The message isn't simply "get sleepy." It's closer to "biological night has begun," and many tissues throughout your body operate according to time of day signals. Your liver has molecular clocks, your muscles have clocks, your fat tissue has clocks, and the pancreas participates in circadian regulation too. Your metabolism is not operating identically at 8 in the morning and midnight. That matters enormously when food enters the system. Let's say you eat a late night meal. Carbohydrates are broken down. Glucose enters your bloodstream. Blood glucose begins rising. Your pancreas responds by releasing insulin. Think of insulin as a biochemical signal telling tissues, glucose has arrived. Skeletal muscle can take up glucose. The liver can store or process it. Fat tissue responds to insulin as well, but the efficiency of this entire system changes across the biological day. And now researchers have asked a fascinating question. What happens if you introduce bright or blue-enriched light at a time when the body expects darkness? In one controlled experiment, researchers studied healthy adults under carefully controlled laboratory conditions. Participants were exposed to several hours of blue-enriched light, either in the morning or evening, and compared with dim light conditions. Researchers repeatedly measured glucose and insulin, and something changed. Under blue-enriched light, measures associated with insulin resistance increased. And in the evening group specifically, the peak glucose response was significantly higher during blue-enriched light than under dim light. Think about what that means. Nothing was injected into their bloodstream to cause diabetes. Their pancreas wasn't destroyed. They hadn't suddenly gained weight. The environmental signal around them had changed. Light, and within hours, measurable aspects of glucose metabolism changed with it. But we need to be extremely careful here. This does not mean looking at your phone for 5 minutes gives you diabetes. It does not mean blue light permanently damages your pancreas. And it definitely doesn't mean insulin suddenly stops working. The human evidence is considerably more nuanced. What these experiments show is that light exposure can participate in the regulation of metabolism, and mistimed light can acutely alter that regulation under certain conditions. And then researchers discovered something even stranger. What if you're already asleep? Your eyes are closed. You're unconscious. Surely the light no longer matters. Researchers tested something close to that question. Healthy adults spent a night sleeping under either very dim conditions or moderate room light. The moderate light condition was approximately 100 lux. The next morning, researchers measured their metabolic response. After only one night, the group exposed to room light during sleep showed increased insulin resistance the following morning. Their nighttime heart rate was also higher, and heart rate variability shifted in a direction consistent with greater sympathetic activation. In other words, even while the participants were sleeping, their bodies appeared to know the room wasn't dark. And here's the twist. You might assume the light suppressed melatonin, and that's what caused everything. Except in that experiment, melatonin suppression did not explain the observed metabolic change. Instead, researchers found evidence pointing toward activation of the sympathetic nervous system. That's the system involved in keeping your body alert and prepared for action. Think of it like this. Your bedroom says, sleep. Your closed eyes say, sleep. Your conscious brain is asleep. But light entering the biological system may still provide another signal. Something is happening, and the body responds accordingly. This is where nighttime light becomes far more interesting than simply blue light keeps you awake. Your circadian system isn't just a sleep timer, it's a biological scheduling system. Imagine thousands of workers operating a giant city. The liver has one shift, muscle has another, the pancreas has another, hormones have schedules, body temperature has a schedule, sleep has a schedule, feeding has a schedule, and the SCN helps coordinate timing across this enormous biological network. Now imagine headquarters suddenly sends a daytime signal in the middle of the night. The workers don't necessarily stop. The factory doesn't collapse, but the timing becomes less coordinated. That's a much better way to understand circadian disruption. And it explains something crucial about this episode. Blue light itself is not the enemy. During the daytime, light is one of the most important environmental signals your body receives. Strong daytime light helps synchronize the circadian system with the outside world. The problem we're investigating is light at the wrong biological time, and even then, wavelength is only part of the story. Brightness matters, duration matters, timing matters, your previous light exposure matters, and the biological response differs between individuals. Short wavelength light can be especially effective at stimulating melanopsin-related pathways, but saying all blue light is toxic would completely misunderstand the science. Now zoom back out. You're lying in bed again, phone in your hand, but this time imagine everything happening underneath the surface. Photons reach the retina. Light-sensitive retinal cells detect the signal. Information reaches your biological clock and other brain pathways. Nighttime hormonal and neural signaling can change. The autonomic nervous system may respond, and tissues responsible for managing energy continue receiving information about what time your brain believes it is. All of that can begin before you ever fall asleep. That's the part most people miss. We usually think metabolism is controlled only by what we eat, how much we eat, how much we exercise, how much we weigh. Those things matter enormously, but metabolism also asks another question. When? When did you eat? When were you active? When did you sleep? And when did your eyes see light? So should you panic every time you look at a screen after sunset? No, the evidence doesn't support that. And we shouldn't turn an interesting area of metabolic research into another internet health scare. Instead, the lesson is much simpler. Your body evolved around a powerful contrast. Bright days, dark nights. Modern life has weakened that contrast. Many of us spend our days indoors under relatively modest light, then spend our evenings surrounded by televisions, tablets, phones, and artificial room lighting. Biologically, that's a very strange environment. Research into light at night suggests that restoring a stronger difference between daytime and nighttime light may matter not only for sleep, but potentially for metabolic health as well. Tonight, when you turn off the lights and your phone illuminates your face, remember what you're actually looking at, not just a screen. You're looking at photons carrying information that enters your eye, reaches your brain, and can influence systems far beyond vision. Your body doesn't experience light simply as something that helps you see. It experiences light as time, and when that timing signal arrives at the wrong moment, your metabolism may notice before you do. Every night, every meal, every heartbeat, millions of microscopic signals are coordinating what happens inside you. Most of them you'll never feel until scientists uncover them. This is InsideKnow, where we reveal the extraordinary science happening inside you every single day.